everyone, welcome to Bonsai Expression. I'm Christoph, and today, loving the weather as per usual. Lovely, lovely sunshine out, lovely and warm. Can't believe it. Another week, sunshine. What have I done to deserve this? Anyway, let's crack on. We are working on Chinese, well, I called it the Chinese Elm 1A. No particular reason, just didn't really have a name for it, so 1A it is. Anyway, if we get into this, you can see it's got a nice curved, bendy S shape. But then I went up with the design as well, and I've got a 3-tier curly S shape branches going up there as well. So just check out this. Now this looks really decent from all angles. In fact, so-so. That, so-so. So-so. I don't know. Anyway, I think going forward, we need to get it in a round pot, but for the time being I need to just get it into a bigger pot. When I originally potted this up, I potted it too far back, and I can't really remember why. I think it goes further down as well. You know, it'd probably be a good idea if I watched the previous video, but I'm not going to do that. That'd be too clever for me. I just want to enjoy the sunshine and get on with this. I'm just going to leave it and wing it and get into it and find out. It's a surprise. So I need to move it further forward in a new pot and let some more roots establish at the back, because I've got a feeling they're going to hit the pot and just go round, because that's exactly what's going to happen. So I'm going to sacrifice a slightly bigger pot, well, even bigger pot, and I'll go for a goal, but a bit of style. I'm limited for pots now at the moment, so I'm going to go for a nice, clean, lovely blue pot. It's got a bit of colour, bit of contrast, and I think it'll just look really nice with this tree. So it's coming into growth, as you can see. So now is the perfect time to get this work done. I've watered it this morning. As I say, the heat is very, very hot. It's humid, it's sweaty. So we need to keep these roots hydrated today while we work on this. Just look at it. I do like this one. It's pretty cool. So let's get into this work. We'll check these roots out. I don't see myself having any problems with this tree. It's in my soil. It's in a basic clay molar mix, nothing fancy. So first things first, just bending over, turn this tree over. So as you see, I've just snipped on the bottom because this tree is tied in. So let's just get this wire. Let's get this wire turned out. There we go. Now the tree should just remove with a little bit of persuasion. Let's get in here, down the side. Shouldn't have any issues with this. Well, I'm hoping so anyway. Here we go. I'll say the tree comes out quite nicely. Couple of gentle taps and we get rid of the rest of that soil. So that's the small pot, and as I say, the other pot we're just going a little bit bigger. This is a teal greeny blue, and I'll show you a proper view of it later on, and it's got some nice colours on it. So let's put both of these pots to one side. Let's go ahead, start raking out these roots. And first things first, I can see a big root here already. Now I'm hoping that this root system is nicely developed. I'll say we've got my soil here. It is just a basic soil that it was put in, which is just the clay molar, nothing else. So I'll go ahead and we'll rake out. And I've got a couple of big roots just here. I've got another one just here, it's quite fat. And I've got one down at the bottom as well by the looks of it. Plenty of fine feeder roots as well. But I'll just go ahead, I'll rake the rest of this out, and then we will come back, because I've got plenty of bigger roots around here as well, and I've got some down here. So we might have a couple of issues to rectify. So a couple of minutes, I'll come straight back to you. I've washed the roots out and they look a bit of a mess. Well, they probably do to you, but I kind of like it. So it's big, it's gnarly, and if I've got it on a, obviously I've got it on a bit of a rock here so you can see it properly. So it's pretty flat underneath, but it's not quite. So it just needs a little bit of trimming just to get it flat, and then I'll show you exactly what I'm going to do. So just let me take out a couple of these bits just so I can flatten it properly so I can get it to sit. So I'm just taking out these sections here. Just there, and then this section as well. And I'm gonna have to do that bit there as well. Right, just so it sits, I think that should just sit there. So if that was to sit on my hand just like that, which it will do, just need to take this little bit as well, just there. So I'm just going to hold on to it and remove that and that. So for me, that's sat there like that, and that should just hold. Okay, so it's flat there, and then as you can see, it's quite gnarly, but it looks big and bulbous. But when it's flat on the surface, it's going to look right. And you probably think I'm nuts to say that, but I'm going to show you why in a second. I'm going to work with these roots. Now, for me, this one comes down, it's sort of right. I'm going to utilize this one, but this big one comes across there. I'm going to take that one off. It goes across that I don't want, so I'm just going to come in and nip that one off there, and then take this section out. And then I need my snips, which are here. I just need to neaten it up. In fact, I'm just going to take it all off like that, because neatening up doesn't work clearly. I've got a few stragglers up here, see if I can just take them out. This section up here, take off. I just need to come in and try and neaten up as much as I can, and then I will show you what I'm planning on doing. Because you're thinking, Christoph, that's an absolute mess. You can't do nothing with that root system. Well, yes, I can. And I'm going to show you. I'm going to come in and take this section off. Just there, come on. Work with me. Just like that. Let's come in and clean this bulge up. Those roots will need cleaning up as well. Just trying to clean as much as I can. This one you'll see here, just under there, and needs taken out completely. It comes from the back. Go ahead and just take all this off. I need to take this big bulbous bit out, I think, just at the top. Pretty sure I need to take that off, but I don't want to rush my judgment just yet. Got to clean this bulbous bit up here. again, I'm going to be playing with that section like that. So this bulbous bit here, I need to take out. If I pull it up like that, it's going to remove this. Let me just take, come on, right, okay. Let me just snip it. It was going to take that root off. It's going to take all this section out, all the way back here, because if I just, you can see, it's going to leave all that section there. So that's what it's going to remove. And that is what we're going to take out now. So I'm going to come in, and I'm just going to eat away at it, just there. So it's just taking that top section out. And I just need to eat a little bit more out of it. Which leaves that sort of section like this. And then I'm just going to take this knobbly bit off here as well, so it grows upwards. Now I'm just going to give that a quick wash, just so I can come in and see it properly again and see what I need to take out. I'm pretty sure I just need to take that one off as well, so it grows inwards. But I want to see what I'm actually nibbling away. That looks a lot better. So I've washed it, so now I can just get one big nibble out of this top section here. So let's get rid of this root out my knob cutters. So if I can just get in. Just here like this. And then I need to take this one out here. That's better. And then this one goes the wrong way, so I'm just going to come back and take it off there. Cut that back here. Nice. Okay. That grows the wrong way. Cut them back. So I've got this whole section now. I'm going to be bringing that in just there like that. This section curls off. I need to bring that back in as well. Back to there. I will be leaving this section off. I'll be leaving it that long. The only thing I will be doing is probably just taking it back a little bit. It's a bit heavy and I've got a big lumpy root there, so I'll just need to nip that a little bit in a second. And then I've got these sections as well. I just need to reduce the length of these. So this root system is, it's quite, well, you can see for yourself. I'm taking quite a lot off it. It's going to struggle. I have to douse this heavily with sphagnum moss. The back as well, I'll be using a lot of rooting hormone around the sides here. Sphagnum moss as well. And I'll be using that as my nambari. So that's going to be my surface roots. And I just need to take that section off there, I think. In fact, no, I'm just going to leave it just because I want this to try and sustain the root system. Use it to sustain the tree itself. I've had a lot of feeder roots taken off, a lot of system. So I'm going to get that potted up, and I'm going to pack it with sphagnum moss and some rooting hormone. I'm just going to sprinkle some rooting hormone all over the roots, liberally. And then I'm just going to put this in and use this as the front. There we go. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to tie this in, just to make sure it's secure. Just going to stack it with the soil towards the back. Going to make sure I've got a good nice angle, and then we're going to just make sure this is tied into place. I'm just going to put a little bit more soil towards the back, and I'm going to make sure I've got plenty of sphagnum moss as well, just around the back of the tree. And then we're just going to tighten it up. And once again, I'm just going to get a little bit more sphagnum moss and just make sure I've got plenty of it around that base of the tree. I want to make sure I've got lots of sphagnum moss just in there, just to encourage that growth of roots. So I'm just collecting it from in my soil. Just going to stack it around the back here. I say my soil's got plenty of sphagnum moss in there, but I'm just going to cherry pick some now, place it around this system. Just like that. Now let's make sure we've got a good sturdy wiring in. There we go, but not too tight, just enough wiggle room, and then we can get this soil just under, packed in there with some plenty of sphagnum moss. Now let's backfill it. Soil's in there nice and good, and then we're going to just make sure the soil's right under that tree, pushing it in there, and then once it is in there properly secure, and then in between the big roots that we've got, I'm just going to go ahead and water this tree in. It's potted up in its new pot, and it's got this lovely teal blue effect, and it's got a nice like Coca-Cola sort of look at the top, and it's spread in between as well, periodically between all the rest of the pot. I have to just clean that up a little bit, you can see it better. Now you might notice it still is quite far back, considering I wanted to bring it further forward, but the root system is so long at the front, it is going to be a feature in the future, so I've just had to deal with what it is. We've packed the back with sphagnum moss as well, so it should encourage more roots at the back. As I say, the root system is going to be a feature in the future, but I've had to bury it a little bit more just to help root encouragement. And once it is encouraged and we get more root development, the tree can then start being brought upwards, and then that root can start being shown further up at the top of the surface. So I'm quite happy how it's looking, and this is the full tree so far. Once it starts recovering, the tree will start taking shape up top, and then we can start making more decisions about how we're going to look forward in the future. Because this is the front, but I'm not necessarily sure this is the leader. We could potentially use this and then bring this higher and then use this as the first branch, but we'll make those sort of decisions in the future. As you can see, I've moved over into the shade because the sun over there is so intense, I absolutely can't see anything. I'm just seeing dots. But back to the video in hand, which is the Chinese elm. We went absolute ham on those roots, as I always do with Chinese elms, and I've got no qualms, no worries, no issues. It should recover quite nicely as long as I give it the right aftercare, which, of course, is give it plenty of shade, like I am now. Just chill out in the shade for the next week or so, give it plenty of water, and I shouldn't have an issue with it. If you want to see the rest of this journey, please do give it a thumbs up, that is a like, and please subscribe, and you will be notified about my future videos, including the next one on this little Chinese elm. So thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a good day, everyone. Bye bye.